And how's it going, all you KWDC listeners out there? You are currently listening to KWDC 93.5 LPFM, the voice of Stockton, and this is a brand new show called Cartoons and Anime. Before we explain the format of the show, I want to give out who is on right now. So first and foremost, my name is Josh Rago, and I'm one of the co-hosts for KWDC Gaming, and I'm joined here with
Donovan Mazewski. I'm also one of the co-hosts and writers for KWDC Gaming.
And we have Gus, who is our anime expert here, who knows a lot about anime. But sadly, we don't have any anime talks for him today because we're going to be talking about Lost Media, which is possibly what was originally in the designs of before the cartoons were aired. But before we do that, we need to see some local events that's happening around in Stockton.
Because we are the voice of Stockton, we do local events. Okay, so some things going on recently. Mike Epps at the Bob Hope Theater. That sounds fun. He's hilarious. We have live music at the Mile Wine Company, October 3rd, September 23rd. Blah, blah. We love that. 50 Shades of Funny at Valley Brewing Company. A lot of people have been talking about that. I'm still not 100% sure what it is, but I've just been hearing heck people talk about it. Free admissions to the Hagen Museum, which is great. If you want to go check out some local art and history, check out the Hagen Museum. We also have
the Picasso, Miro, and Halloween. I think I got that right. Halloween 5-0 at the Hagen Museum for this weekend. We also have Rocktoberfest for this weekend as well. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what Oktoberfest is. I just got this all today. And also we have the original Stockton Family Flea Market that's going to be happening from today to July 3, 2016. And finally, we have the Pumpkin Maze at Del Oso Family Farm from today to Halloween. So if you want to go into a pumpkin maze, I would pretty much say we go into a cornfield maze and get lost forever.
Find some children? Some children of the corn, you say? What?
Yes. But yeah, today we're just going to be talking about Lost animation and have some is this real or is it fake type stuff. So we're going to go on our break right now, and when we come back, we're going to have an interesting Lost or possibly unconfirmed movie. So be sure to come back and don't change that dial, as we're going to be back with KWDC 93.5 FM. So stay tuned. And we are back with KWDC 93.5 FM, and you are listening to Cartoons and Anime, the special, because we're talking about Lost animation. So, if my friend Gus can move on to our first topic, okay. So if we can go down a little bit. So our first topic comes from Lost Media, and I also learned this from YouTube users Blame It on George and Rebel Taxi. So the story is A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie, the unauthorized mockumentary.
Quick question: what's a mockumentary?
A mockumentary, I think that's a joke with the documentary.
It's a fake. It's like a parody documentary.
Yeah. So. A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie, is a rare direct-to-video movie released on Amazon on November 22nd, 2011. However, the day after it was released, it went out of stock and has not been in stock on most websites since. On the websites for Regal Films, the distributors for the movie, the description in this follows. In this mockumentary, SpongeBob lives above ground like all Hollywood superstars, because that's where all Hollywood superstars live, somewhere in Hollywood. Afraid that... Thank you, Gus, for moving apart my script.
My bad.
Okay, so Hollywood superstars afraid that SpongeBob is becoming old news. His boss runs a contest called Spend a Day with SpongeBob. The contest makes SpongeBob the talk of the town as thousands of kids enter to win. The lucky winner is Seth, and he's ecstatic about his day with SpongeBob. However, the day becomes a roller coaster ride as things don't go quite the way they planned. So... out of all this, I forgot to mention, this comes from Lost Animation Wiki. So if you want to see some more potential other stuff, you can head over to Lost Animation. So let's go to some of the facts. The movie hasn't reappeared on any website other than some occasions on eBay, and no screenshots or trailers have resurfaced online other than the cover, making the movie remain a complete mystery. No other information has been found on the plot except the quote above. It has also been found that the kid on the cover, it's just a stock image found on Google Images. The reviews seen on top of the cover are fake too, as the people that wrote them have no association with the magazines that they wrote for, and even the magazines are found to be fake as well. This led people to believe that the film is fake, but the barcode for the film can be seen here. The company that made the movie, Envision Films, is believed to be fake, but it doesn't have a website, and upon Googling it, only info for the movie comes up. I'm reading a little bit. Some people speculate that the film isn't on Amazon because of Viacom's strict copyright policy. But supposedly Nickelodeon actually gave out the rights to SpongeBob SquarePants images so it could be used in the film. So now it's unknown why the film hasn't come back on stock on Amazon. So after hearing that plot, let's see, like, how do you feel? Is it real or fake?
Well, because of all the missing evidence, my first thought would be it's fake. But then again, it's a mockumentary, right?
Yeah.
So it would likely those things would be fake. So I mean, I think it could be real. I think I would definitely like it if it'd be real. That'd be hilarious and it'd just be fun. But if it is fake, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. What about you, Gus?
Well, in a way, I think it's kind of like April Fool's Day, if you know what I mean.
It was not April Fool's Day when it was doing it.
Never mind.
But pretty much, again, there was some YouTubers that were actually covering this topic, and pretty much there has been theories like, okay, this has been real or this has been fake, because one of the warnings I should have said if it was way back then, if you go to Regal Films, I forgot it was like August before the website, you can have, it'll automatically, I think it will install a Trojan virus into your computer.
Oh wow, I've never heard of those.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, of course. Those are everywhere.
Yeah. So, but I also looked it up. It's actually now good to head over to Regal Films, but pretty much nobody knows if this movie is real or fake still.
I will say though, the Trojan virus is scary because you would expect it to be reliable, but no, secret virus. What I want to know is, for you, Joshua, do you want it to be real?
No.
You know?
Because some of the stuff I didn't add on the script because there's some edits from, I think it's Rotten Tomatoes. I think I think people are still trying to look for the movie, and there has been some theory or like some locations where like, wow, this movie actually does exist. There's a thing called Hastings. I don't know what that thing is. I think it's like some online movie DVD rentals. They actually had a picture of like the quantities of how many items there are, and one of the things was A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants. But I don't know if that still proves anything to be real, even though there's also like there's a bunch of images that say, oh yeah, this is the real footage or real stuff, but then it just proves that you can do a lot of stuff with a green screen and I don't know what else you can use.
Now I forgot, is it supposed to be 3D or like it's supposed to be animated like normal SpongeBob shows? Because I think it'd be hilarious if, obviously with SpongeBob in the real world, that would be weird, or a guy wearing a big SpongeBob costume, that'd be funny. But it'd be even better if it was animated, only it's from a first-person camera's perspective, SpongeBob doing his thing at, like, you know, the popular show The Office. If it was that sort of angle, that type of show, I'd be really into it.
They didn't create like a SpongeBob movie, like real life in some sort of way? It was
the SpongeBob movie.
Oh yeah, the SpongeBob movie where they brought in David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, and I think like, so do you still stand by your decision if it's fake or real?
I think it could very well be fake. Although if it was real, like the Muppets show, how they filmed that, I would enjoy it.
And you stand by your decision?
Well, first of all, you say that they found the movie apparently.
Well, apparently, but there was no quantity, but still there's no like given proof. Like, does this exist?
And I have a question because of that. Did they make it as a VHS or as a CD?
It's a CD.
Okay, then I think I will probably say fake.
Okay. But like what people were doing, they were trying to contact any employees, and they couldn't find anybody. And all the reviews that was on the box cover, like when they leave reviews on the box cover thing, I think for most movies they do that. Some of them were actually found to be fake or not existent. So that proves like the movie is supposed to be fake. However, from Rebel Taxi, when I was watching his video, there was actually a comment from supposedly a friend or a person that worked with Regal Films. He said there was how can I say, like, he actually it was only him and another person, and he kept all the stuff in his computer. He kept it safely tied it in, but it still can't be proven because it was he didn't come out as if this is still real or not. However, there has actually been a edit I found on Rotten Tomatoes, or whoever does the Lost Animation thing, saying a thing from another guy saying, okay, this movie was actually planned. However, we didn't release it. So That still raises questions like if it's still going to be real or fake.
I can't tell.
My question is, if they make the movie, what would be the problem for not releasing that movie, on your guys' opinion?
I don't know.
Do you guys think it's because of the budget, the animation,
or the copyright problems with the thing? I will say, like, they actually had like they actually contacted the person who did the artwork. He actually commissioned 2 of them to the guy or person, and the one that they had to reject because it looked exactly like the SpongeBob place, and then they used the other one instead, which is a little bit of a weird one. I'll show you to you guys a little bit later in the segment, but looks like we're about to reach our break here in just a few seconds. So, Donovan, do you have any last words?
I do. I really, honestly, I keep saying this, but if it's shot like the popular show The Office, because that's the best example I could think of, mockumentary, I would totally watch it. I would enjoy that. I think it'd be hilarious.
I don't think I'll watch it, honestly.
Okay, so that's gonna wrap it up for our first segment here for cartoons and anime, the special. Sadly, we don't have any anime news for now, but don't worry, next time we'll be talking about anime. So, be sure to tune in because we have Donovan taking the board next. So, be sure to not change that dial. And you are currently listening to KWDC 93.5 FM, and we're going on break. So, please stay tuned.
KWDC LP Stockton would like to send a special thanks to Breadfruit Tree for their support. Enjoy the taste of the Caribbean at Breadfruit Tree on the Delta Waterways, located at 8095 Rio Blanco Road in Stockton, California, 95219. For more info, visit their website at www.breadfruittree.com. Once again, 8095 Rio Blanco Road in Stockton, California, 95219. KWDC 93.5 FM would like to thank Breadfruit Tree. Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Pistol Pete, and I'd just like to let you all know that you can listen to KWDC 93.5 FM from anywhere by downloading the TuneIn app. Just search KWDC and get entertained by Ryan and the Repo Man from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., Stockton 360 News Magazine from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., The Benchwarmers from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and other shows from Monday through Friday. This is KWDC LP Stockton.
We are back with KWDC 93.5 FM, the voice of Stockton, and you are currently listening to Cartoons and Anime, the special where we talk about anything that's lost or anything that was in our original design. So I'm going to bring it to Donovan about a Nickelodeon show.
All right, we're going to be talking about Kablam! Lost Episodes, Wayback Machine. All right, episode 29 is a rumored episode of the 1990s Nickelodeon series Kablam! Episode 29 is an episode many fans of the show have made their own art of, including fan fiction. This episode has been considered fake for a long time, but others have disputed this is wrong. With many episodes discovered of this old show, only 2 others have been confirmed to be in the lost category. Kajun, is that right? Kafun. Oh man, I thought that was a J. Kafun, Just Chillin'. That's okay. The episode was about Henry and June finally ending the comic book series June kissing Henry, revealing their crush, and saying goodbyes to the audience. The episode was presumably scrapped due to high ratings of the show and was forgotten since they kept making episodes for the show. An internet archive website called the Wayback Machine enables users to visit web pages dating back to 1993. Through careful searching, one can locate Kablam's official episode list.
Okay, so as Donovan mentioned, there's a website called Wayback Machine. I've actually used it, and it's actually really interesting. So, the episode list. While only finding episode list of seasons 1 through 3, it is clear that episode 29 is not on that list. Still, it's unlikely that this confirms the episode is existent as fake, as other questions have been raised, such as the website having been unfinished at the time, and the fact that the Nickelodeon only posted on the air episodes, as they never put the unaired final episode of the Angry Beavers. Now, I'm gonna go off on the Angry Beavers. There was a series finale, and there was only audio of them actually saying like, "Oh, our show's being canceled," and they just break the fourth wall. They say the real names, like like they like not animation characters. Like I don't know the Angry Beavers that much, but they say like they're like the actors' real names, and they ended off like saying like goodbye and all that type of stuff. Nickelodeon was actually frustrated with that because they didn't want them to show like, oh yeah, our shows are ending. We want them to keep watching it. However, when they did the iCarly goodbye thing, they just heavily promoted that one.
They really did. I remember that.
Yeah. So back into that our Kablam, or if Donovan, you want to go back?
Go back into Kablam. All right. Several internet users claim to have seen this missing episode 29 I'm talking about. Although no evidence toward their claims have been given, these claims are considered nothing more than hearsay until images or videos from the missing episodes are revealed. On August 17th, 2015, a CO thread was made showing a supposed screenshot of the episode. Oh, that's nice. The OP claimed that he found this on a Nickelodeon forum site years and years ago. But real quick, if you guys remember, do you remember the SpongeBob thing where they talked about Squidward, the suicide? You know, that was crazy.
The creepypasta. The creepypasta.
And the creepypasta. Or so some people say, oh, it wasn't originally a creepypasta. Originally, it was just this dude posted this stuff about he found this stuff about SpongeBob and then the suicide, right? The thing that's scary about that is there was that actual picture released that if you search through our like regular SpongeBob episodes that we've seen and they've aired officially, that image is not in any of those. So it's kind of creepy because you can very well see that's either a super, very dedicated and very good fake or it's real.
Let me tell you something kind of fun about creepypastas is that there are some shows, you know, like 21 Minutes, for example. That show have a creepypasta, and they actually have an audio release, which is kind of, in some sort of way, scary. And I think there's an audio release for the same thing as Squidward.
All right, so let's now ask our people that's in in the studio right now: is this real or fake with Kablam? So Gus, you have the wheel.
Well, the thing is that I don't think I've seen this show, but I've seen the Angry Beavers. So I think it's kind of like I'm putting in the middle, most likely.
Yeah, I could actually be in the middle because there are claims, but there's still not enough evidence to still prove that it's still real. So
it says episode 29. I don't know too much about the show, but if they've had like 30 or 35 episodes, then I would say that's likely to be real. However, if they said if they've only had like 28 episodes, then in an extra episode, that could totally be fake. If they've had more than 30 episodes, though, it's pretty likely that 29 is real.
Paraphrase my sentence. I think it's fake because, as you say, if they have more than 29 episodes, then that must be most likely to be fake.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
But like again, like it's now Wayback is a really good website. You can still go back to any other sites like I don't know YouTube.com. You can see how YouTube looked like way back in 2005. I use it very often, and I think we have one more person. He actually hasn't been introduced yet, but it's my friend Darius Martin from the Music Block. So what are your opinions?
About the angry
no, the
birds?
Kablam.
Kablam. Never really watched it though, but
like based on like what we were saying, like would you believe it's real or fake?
I don't know.
I would probably
say it's fake or something, you know. I mean, it's a lost episode, so...
yeah, like, lost episodes tend to be lost as, like, nobody knows, like, okay, I don't remember, like, watching this episode ever again. I will actually bring up SpongeBob SquarePants again, because we actually had a day with SpongeBob SquarePants in our original thing. Now, it was called Just One Bite. If you remember when Squidward tries the Krabby Patty for the first time, he actually goes back into the Krusty Krab late at night. There was actually a scene, I don't know how, but I saw it on the first time it aired, and pretty much it shows Squidward getting like exploded and all that type of stuff on that. And when they re-showed it, it was cut from the original broadcasting.
Oh yeah, I remember the episode too.
There.
I also remember seeing that episode.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
And another one, because I am a big fan of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Pretty much, I'm gonna make this quick. There is a fan favorite character known as Derpy Hooves. And I think, like, because she has a derp eye and all that type of stuff, she was given to that by the fan base. She actually made a speaking cameo in Season 2, Episode 14 called The Last Roundup. I'll be covering My Little Pony Friendship is Magic at some later time, but pretty much what it was is, like, when she speaks, she sounded like, I don't know, like a derp person would say, like a special disabled person. When that episode aired, a bunch of people, like, I think they were either like the company kicked her out or did not do nothing. However, like when they re-aired it, they had to edit off the audio, like saying like, "Oh, careful, Derpy," and they had to change her voice actor, which a bunch of people were angry about because she was so cute and because of her whatever she was up to, destroying the mayor's place. So yeah. That's my My Little Pony talk. And Gus here. But pretty much that's our Kablammy segment right now. But again, let's ask some final opinions before we go on break. So Gus, you're still on your decision?
Yes.
And Darius, I think you're still on your decision.
Yeah.
And Donovan, I think
I feel like it could be real. I don't know. That's just me.
yes, that it could still be real because despite like it's saying like it's lost, still doesn't mean like okay it aired at one point, but pretty much there's not enough evidence, just like a day with SpongeBob SquarePants. But pretty much hopefully by time can tell we will see more evidence being shown. But Gus, you have something to say?
I'm just going to say this: if they have an audio file, same as as I mentioned before, 31 minutes, as a creepypasta, I don't really mind. But if they have an audio file, I want to hear it to see if it's true or not.
All right, so we're going to go on another break right now, so be sure to not change that dial because coming up next, we're going to have multiple stories. So all of us are going to share a story of lost animation, and I'm personally excited because the first one is going to be Ben's personal favorite. So be sure to not change the dial, and we will be back with KWDC 93.5 FM.
Come and be moved by the Stockton Symphony's Classic Season Opener, Saturday, October 10, Atherton Auditorium at Delta College at 6 p.m. You can get your tickets at the Delta College box office by calling the Symphony box office at 951-0196 or by going online, stocktonsymphony.org. The concert features Brahms' Academic Festival Overture, Beethoven Triple Concerto with My Son at the cello, Ravel's Alborada del Grazioso, Clair de Lune by Debussy, and finishing off with Ravel's La Valse. What a fantastic way to be introduced to the symphony or to cherish it if you're a longtime symphony goer. Saturday, October 10, Atherton Auditorium at Delta College at 6 p.m. You can get your tickets at the Delta College box office by calling the Symphony box office at 951-0196 or by going online, stocktonsymphony.org. We'll see you there.
KWDC, LP Stockton.
You're not the Cowboys whose quarterback went out for the season, or half the season.
Hey, we're just going to keep the Cowboys.
Yeah,
It's about them right now.
Tony Romo likely out maybe half the season with a broke his cervix or shoulder.
His cervix.
Whatever it was, right?
Clavicle is what he meant. Clavicle.
Like Richard said, I'm a big believer that everybody's allowed to have an opinion, and just because you don't agree with an opinion doesn't mean it's not relevant.
Home of Delta 360.
Hello, America, and you're listening to Cartoons and Anime. I'm Donovan here with
Gus.
And I'll just say Darius from our music block, and my name is Joshua, and I'm here to be your host. But now we're going back, but this time we have multiple stories, so everybody will have a turn to share a story from Lost Media. So first and foremost, we have the Kingdom Hearts, the unfinished and canceled Disney show. So shortly after its smash hit release, the beloved popular Disney Japanese RPG video game series Kingdom Hearts was going to have its own animated series on the Disney Channel. The project began back in 2002 by Sean Kersley, the show writer and director. The series was supposed to have an anime-like art style and feature plot, characters, and Disney worlds, just like in the games. Early drafts and storyboards were drawn and presented to the Disney officials. However, Disney turned down the project because it was too early and the plot pilot because they thought it was incredibly dark for a show for its channel and audience. In 2014, the creator posted storyboard panels for the supposed pilot on his DeviantArt and a YouTube user by the name of Brandon Gonzalez. Gonzalez, I think that's... I don't know.
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, there we go, thank you. Interviewed curiously about his last past project. Fans hold on to hope that one day Disney will have a Kingdom Hearts series air onto the channel since Gravity Falls became a popular series with a dark and morbid premise. The only thing that exists now is the early storyboard pictures and Sean Kersley's earlier drafts on the show. So now I'm going to bring it over to Donovan about another story.
All right, I think I can relate to this one a bit more than Kingdom Hearts. We got Joshua and Ben are big Kingdom Hearts guys. But anyway, Family Guy, Into Harmony's Way, original Brian version. In season 12 episode of Family Guy, Into Harmony's Way, was originally going to be a regular Family Guy episode scheduled for an air on September 24th, 2013 as a follow-up to Boopity Boppity Dee. That's hard to say. The episode where the family goes to Italy with Brian enlisted as being one of the characters in the episode. Sorry, listed, not enlisted. He didn't join the military. A fan edited screenshot of what some of the original versions would have looked like.
Which will not... Will just go to Lost Animation and then you'll see like where all those topics are. You can find Family Guy Into Harmony. I think that's what it was called.
However, due to schedule changes, it ended up airing 2 weeks later as a follow-up to Life of Brian, and consequently was notably revised because of the events in the previous episode, Into Harmony's Way. Included Vinny the dog in Brian's place, because, I remember that Vinny the dog, he was hilarious.
Also, spoiler alert to all that hasn't watched Family Guy in a while, because who knows if they haven't watched that episode.
That's true. If you haven't watched Family Guy in the last 2 years, I'm sorry, not 2 years, like 2 months. But anyway, because of the events of the previous episode, because Brian's role in the episode was very small, it was easy to paste Vinny over him without affecting the events of the episode. It is possible that due to this, a number of episodes in the season were revised in order to fit after whenever Brian was supposedly going to die. And I find that really interesting because I feel like I really liked Brian as a character. Brian's resurrection ends with everything from the end... from the end of the first act episode, Life of Brian, being reconnected, meaning the original cut of this episode is indeed the canon version. However, it was not released on the season 12 DVD and has never been broadcast. It is highly unlikely that anyone except the Family Guy staff has seen the canon cut of the episode, and the evidence of its existence is extremely sparse. The coast list, the original air date being the only true evidence, which means I think what they're trying to say is that even though they killed him off and then brought him back, they tried to make it as if they never killed him off.
Yeah.
So they had to post. The only reason why they even posted the "we brought him back" episode in the first place is because they know fans would have been mad. Like, wait, you just killed him. Why is the next episode? It's like you never did.
Yes. So now we're gonna bring up to Gus. Okay. We're gonna bring up to Darius now. We're gonna rotate out with Donovan. So Darius is gonna be talking about the Electric Piper.
All right. The Electric Piper is an anime TV edition of the
Pied Piper.
Piper that aired on Nickelodeon in February 2003, set in the 1960s. It was about a guitarist named Sky, modeled after Jim Hendrix, who used his music to get rid of rats who are involved in a suburban town called Hammond. When the mayor doesn't give Sky his reward, a Harley Davidson motorcycle, he takes his revenge by convincing the children of the town to run away and join him in a mountain. It was directed by Raimi.
Oh yeah, Raimi Music QS, and I'm gonna take over from Darius here. Written by Bill Burnett and the creator of Chalk Zone.
Quick question: have you guys seen Chalk Zone?
I have. I love that show.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Good show.
All right. So I don't think Donovan can be picked up, but he can be heard, maybe. The creator of Chalk Zone, it had a voice cast including Rodney Dangerfield, Rob Schneider, and George Segal. And you can also go to Bill, and it also has a clip from Bill Burnett's cartoon music reel in which a clip from the Electric Piper appears at the 3:34 minute mark. So if you go onto YouTube, search up Bill Burnett's cartoon music reel fun, and then you'll find the clip. The movie hasn't been seen since. It had a few initial airings on Nickelodeon as it was never released onto VHS or DVD. Only 3 clips has resurfaced onto the internet, one of which has been taken down. It is unknown if anyone has a full copy of the movie. So that means nobody knows what happened to that movie. So who knows if they're ever gonna put it back. However, and now we have our whole. I think it's our last talking, which is because I think everybody watched Ed, Ed, and Eddie at one point. It is the Ed, Ed, and Eddie's lost episodes. Luck to be Ed, Luck to be and Ed, A Room and an Ed, and Special Ed. So, Luck to be an Ed tonight and Room and an Ed are the 2 half-an episodes of 5th season of Ed, Ed, and Eddie that were never released to the public and possibly never even made. The episodes were both announced through a season 5 sneak peek posted on the Edtropolis news page in 2005. Luck to be an Ed tonight was about Ed discovering what it was his lucky day. According to his horoscope, which resulted in Eddie trying to milk it all for its worth, and the episode it was going to air with, A Room and Ed, which is the next proposed episode, was about Sarah and Jimmy kicking Ed out of his room so they could turn it into a personal playground of theirs. Not too much is known about this episode, including why they were scrapped and if they were ever finished or not. And finally, we have Special Ed. Special Ed was an episode of Ed, Ed, and Eddie that was put into production but was never completed, and thus never saw the light of day. Very little is known about this episode, and the only evidence we have to exist in its interview, in which Danny, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name.
Antonic?
I think it's
Antonishi.
Antonishi. Thank you.
Antonishi, sorry.
Antonishi. Remnants of our after talking about the show capturing childhood. I don't know how to say that either.
Danny Antonishi reminisces after talking about the show capturing childhood spontaneity. He says the episode didn't go through because it just wasn't real. It was just too real. Exactly the opposite of what I just said. No, it was just too real. It's possible that it would have been an episode that focused directly on Ed.
Yes, and I think we should check if we have some time left. Actually, yeah, I think we still have some good time. So, do we have 2 minutes? Okay, so I think we're just gonna go on a quick break, or no break. So we're gonna open up to some discussions.
Have you guys know that Ed, Ed, and Eddie have a creepypasta?
I do. I heard about it.
That too.
I saw it on. I never watched it, but I saw like the option to click it on YouTube. I have a question. This is a bit of Ed, Ed, and Eddie quiz. Which Ed, which of the 3 Eds always wanted money? What was his name?
Eddie.
Which of the 3 Eds always wore a beanie?
Double D.
And which of the 3 Eds was an idiot?
Ed.
Exactly.
You see, that was a trick question on number 2 because it was Ed, Ed, and Eddie, but it's only double D, so.
Yeah, that's why they the Ed and then Ed with 2 Ds and then Eddie, which also had 2 Ds. But I just remember that the dynamic between Ed and Eddie, it was like so hilarious to me as a kid. Like I had never seen anything like that.
That was a big part of my childhood. I think it was a big part of everybody's childhood when growing up.
Definitely for me.
Next to like maybe Codename Kids Next Door and.
Dude, I miss the show.
A Codename Kid Next Door. That was my show, and it's funny because I know I've only seen probably about 80%. So I'm gonna find YouTube or something, and I'm gonna like watch the other missing 20%.
All right, but I'm actually going to give a little bit more. One more thing is that this is actually doesn't really relate to all the other topics. I might cover this in a future Lost Media. However, now there's actually plans to maybe reboot Kids Next Door, which actually has been seen, I think, a while back. I actually showed you this last year. It was, if you go to something, I forgot, it's rainbowmonkeys.com, because everybody know about the Rainbow Monkeys.
Super Robot Monkey Force Super Robot Monkey Hyperforce Go? No,
it's the robot. It's the I forgot.
Rainbow Monkeys with the little girl with the sleeves. Oh my gosh, I remember that. My childhood is flooding back into my brain right now.
If you go, there's actually a website on it. I don't remember what the thing was. If you go there, there's actually a decrypted code that you have to enter, and when you enter the code, there actually is a sneak peek of possibly a brand new show titled "Stop the Galactic Kids Next Door."
Ooh. What? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Or actually called the GKND, Galactic Kids Next Door, but I think like the premise is going to be stop it, because spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't noticed, the plot is that they're going to eradicate all the adults in the world.
They're going to kill them?
I don't know.
That's
because like they hadn't really announced anything yet. At the end, the voice actor for number 4 actually said, "This is not a planned production, and we have nowhere of continuing." But there's actually like petitions to have that made into a show. So I don't know what it is. Just look it up, GKND, Galactic Kids Next Door, and if you want to support it, go support it.
That kind of reminds me to a show that I used to watch, which is Kentucky Human Reborn. And apparently the author of the book or the manga, if you want to call it that way, create the poster, which is the Decimo Quinto, which is the I think the 15 in English. Bongola, who is basically kind of like the great. I don't know how many grades. Grandchild of the main character of the main series.
All right.
She said that she was planning to make a new show out of that.
Way to bring cartoons and anime into a collision.
Yes, even though we have no animes yet, but hopefully next time we will have some anime for you guys. But now we're gonna go on a break right now, so be sure to not change that dial, as we're gonna be back, as we're gonna be having some honorable mentions and our wind down segment. So be sure to not change that dial, and we will be back with KWDC 93.5 FM.
KWDC, LP Stockton, 93.5 FM.
They develop these false causes, and these false causes make it so that they have to do things, within their day-to-day life.
A couple weeks ago, I was out there for the back-to-school fundraiser drive at the Modesto Impact Teen Center. I was out there with my friend Matt Mackey, and we were doing it up, man.
We got to bring around the Oakland Athletics. I mean, I know their season has just been horrendous. They've lost 6 straight. Going into tonight, yesterday they lost 18-2.
Parents who visit the school and contact the school and communicate with the school and pay attention to it, those kids are given, I think, better attention.
I know nothing about the game other than it's Lego and Batman.
Really?
Well, it's basically like Lego. It's a trilogy. I know what it is. Tell me.
Or we can just talk about Minecraft. That's the next thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Douglas Murray, defensive coordinator and assistant head coach at Delta College. KWDC 93.5 FM.
KWDC LP, Stockton.
This is the Master Mix Show, brought to you by the one and only DJ E-Dub.
93.5 KWDC, this is the Wake Up Show with J.O.D.
For the people that are doing this, playing the bangers is not going to get you more attraction. What you're doing is getting the track more attraction.
Welcome back to the Folk Block here at KWDC 93.5 FM. I'm your host, Carmen Cruz.
Home was all we'd known.
KWDC presents Retro Radio, where I play all of your favorite tracks from the 50s and 60s.
To make a change. The song is entitled Change, and his name is Merlon.
Home of the San Joaquin Delta College Mustangs, 93.5 FM, the voice of Stockton.
And we are back with KWDC 93.5 FM, the voice of Stockton, and we are about to have a little bit of a wind down hour, or like a wind down segment. And before we go into our wind down segment, we actually have some honorable mentions. So one of the things we have is the Dexter's Laboratory root removal, which is actually no longer a loss, as it actually has been found now. But I'll be talking about during our wind down. We also have the Amazing World of Gumball episodes, which was the Rex, which is a canceled episode, which is going to be focusing more on Tina and the father. We also have the Downer, which is a pre-rewrite script because the original was deemed too dark. And we also have the Alice in the Wonderland 1939 David Hall Lisa Rio, or I don't know how to say that name. But that was actually changed because that was also dark as well. And finally, we have Adventure Time, what was missing. And this is another canceled episode. So who has some stuff?
Man, I feel like not only do I remember reading what was missing, but I feel like I remember watching it. Maybe it was like they aired it and then they canceled it, like how they do there, or was it never aired?
Or I don't remember.
I feel like I remember watching it, but maybe I know they had something with missing it, and maybe it was different. But what is Dexter's Laboratory root removal?
Well, Dexter's Laboratory root removal was actually a Dexter's Laboratory actual episode about like Dexter and I forgot what the girl is that always Dee Dee. Cloning themselves. Now, this is actually where the episode took a controversy turn, as they actually split into two different personalities. The good Dexter and Dee Dee speaks like a Britain accent and that type of stuff, while the other Dexter and Dee Dee actually had profanity, and every time they had profanity, they had to bleep it out. So I was like, whoa.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
Welcome to 2015, I guess.
Yes.
I always liked Dexter's Laboratory. It was a really good show, very interesting, very Hilarious.
All right.
So what about else? What was Amazing World of Gumball? The Rex.
Well, the Rex was actually an episode to be featuring more around around Tina the dinosaur, I think it was called, and her dad. So we would actually see the dad in his very first episode.
I remember she talked about how aggressive and how her dad was. I remember they hinted that the Rex, the dad, was actually maybe an abusive parent. They kind of hinted it. I mean, kids who were watching the show wouldn't have known that that's what they're talking about, but they did hint at that, and I thought that was very interesting. So maybe that's why they didn't show the episode, because they thought it was too much controversy.
No, it actually was not aired because I think there was budget cuts or something, or like stuff.
Budget cuts?
Or like stuff that didn't wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say this. Kids nowadays doesn't really understand the show from back then. So when you see don't do this on the TV, it meant for the kids nowadays than the kids before.
Yeah,
because we weren't that attentive with those kind of stuff.
That's true, yeah. Well, a younger generation of children, things went right over their head. Nowadays, kids with their phones and their whoosy whats, very, very tuned.
Yeah, and again, the Downer, which was a pre-rewrite script, they had to rewrite the script because it was originally canceled. Or they had to rewrite the script because they had to, okay, looks like Donovan's going to leave for something. Actually, Donovan's going to be on something else, but we're not going to say that much. So, right now we're going to talk about the pre-write script for the Downer, which was originally intended to be a pre-rewrite because the original script for this was deemed too dark for the show's airing. So that's actually kind of interesting to find out. So do you have anything to add?
Wait, what?
Do you have anything to add, my friend?
Sorry, I got distracted by something else.
Okay, so if you don't know, I think I mentioned this to you already. The Downer is it had to be rewrited. Do you watch Amazing World of Gumball?
I've never seen the Amazing World of Gumball. My little cousin watched it, but I don't.
Okay, so you won't know this, but I think you watched the Gumball.
Yeah.
So did you watch the Downer episode?
No.
So the Downer was an episode that was, because I don't know who gets it before us. I think it's Britain, because this show is actually Britain, like a little bit of Britain. Pretty much the whole episode was considered too dark for it to be aired, so they had to rewrite the whole script to make it more into a child-friendly script. Just burped. AIDS. And we also had Alice in the Wonderland. Now, everybody has watched Alice in the Wonderland.
The movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what was actually kind of interesting about this, they actually had some screenshots about Alice in the Wonderland, about it being too dark this time. Now, Gus, I actually showed you some images earlier.
Yeah. It wasn't that scary, honestly, in my opinion. But the way it was kind of designed, it was kind of like black and white. So it kind of reminds me, I thought it was like something from the 80s instead of like the 2000 when I saw it.
Yeah, but it was like 1939, so
that was
like before anybody was born. And finally, we had Adventure Time, What Was Missing. I don't remember if this is canceled, but I'm going to do my research again. Now, I'm actually going off at a bit of a tangent here again, because we still have some time. I actually found out just yesterday, because this is our wind down, we can talk about anything, as long as we're under our thing. There's a show called Australians Home Videos. Now, what was actually kind of interesting about this show is that it actually got canceled during the first episode. It was actually a 60-minute, like American's Funny Home Videos. I think everybody watches that one.
Yeah.
All right. Despite this not cartoons and anime, I wanted to bring this up because it was actually kind of funny. What originally was going on, it was only a 30-second. It was only 36 minutes before the guy. It was on Channel 9 or Channel 9 company. It was hosted by some guy named Doug Murley, who is a good Australian comedian. The owner of that company called up the studio, told the companies, and I'm not going to say because it's PG-13.
The studio.
This company or studio company.
The studio, most likely.
Yeah. They told the company to get that off the air. He was yelling at the director's saying, get it off the air. Do everything. And when they did, when they went on break, the episode got cut, and then they had to say oh, we are sorry, but we had a technical difficulty why we couldn't do this episode special, and we're going to replace it with something else, which was another show called Cheers, which is a really old show as well.
My question is, was the show recorded beforehand, or it was a live show?
I think it was live.
Oh, wow.
So that was actually kind of interesting to find out, like, that kind of show during its first episode got canceled during the halfway point. Now, Rebel Taxi, who actually did talk about this one, he actually did math. Only 59% of that show was recorded right before it got cut. All that type of stuff.
So my question is, knowing the title, I kind of figure out what it is, but I'm planning to give the show's name because but I can imagine the videos that are showing.
Yeah.
So
if you want to look it up because I can't say that much because it is really not PG-13 and I can't say that on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Despite that, we're going to go back into cartoons now. We had A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants, the mockumentary in which, Darius, I haven't told you, do you actually believe if it's real or fake? Or like, I'm not going to give you the synopsis, but what do you think? Do you think that's like a real thing?
No.
Okay, so we have, I think me and Donovan were actually skeptical on that one. I don't remember. Gus, you said no. But I said it could be real because I have given out more information, and Darius, you could actually listen to some of the episodes because you are our editor, and we're gonna have to wrap this up more quickly because there's stuff we have to do. But right now we're gonna go on a break, and we will be back for our last segment here on KWDC 93.5 FM, and you are currently listening to Cartoons and Anime. So we'll be right back.
KWDC LP, Stockton.
One of the big fights on the main card for UFC 190 this Saturday is Ronda Rousey versus Beth Correa. Who do you got in that fight?
Oh, Rousey in what, 8 seconds?
I thought we were going to talk about how quick Ronda Rousey finishes off her opponents.
Her fights are quicker than our PSA breaks.
What's your favorite art projects to work on?
I enjoy fantasy and science fiction art.
93.5 FM, the voice of Stockton.
Live in Studio G at San Joaquin Delta College, KWDC, LP, Stockton, 93.5 FM.
The astounding thing about Birdman is not only is it one of the most well-crafted and best-made films of 2014, it's also the funniest film of 2014.
Yeah. Stay connected with us on kwdcradio.org.
That FM station, it was 89.5. It was only through the Delta College campus.
Yeah.
But 93.5 is all through Stockton.
About 7 billion people on Earth, and in a few short years, it'll be 9 billion. So it's growing, by the billions in just a few years.
We create causes that eliminate involuntary suffering in all sentient life.
Home of the San Joaquin Delta College Mustangs, KWDC 93.5 FM.
I am the voice of Stockton.
Is this Mahogany Voices speaking out? Yes, it is. Who's calling? Well, I don't want to give my name right now, but we need to talk. Well, you reached the right number and the right show. What you got to say? Well, I can't tell you over the phone, but I want to come on the show. Can I come on your show? Why, of course you can come on our show. This is a show that is informational, motivational, and inspiring. So whatever it is you have to say, we'd be glad to welcome you to Mahogany Voices Speaking Out. Listen every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to Mahogany Voices Speaking Out. Coming to you over radio station 93.5 KWDC, the voice of Stockton.
And we are back with KWDC 93.5 FM, the voice of Stockton, and pretty much this is our last segment here on Cartoons and Anime, but it's our recap So we're going to be a little bit quick here because I have stuff to do, and pretty much hopefully if you come back, we'll be more informative and we'll try to save more time. So first off, we're going to go back into our local events that are going to be happening this weekend here in Stockton, California. Because we are a Stockton community, we have to give off some local events. So first and foremost, we have the Mike Epps at the Bob Hope Theater that's happening this weekend. So be sure to head over to the Bob Hope Theater to see Mike Epps, which I heard from Donovan, he's a comedian. And we have the live music at the Mile Wine Company from this week to December 31st, 2016, which I'm actually kind of interested in for the wine. No. We also have the 50 Shades of Funny at the Valley Brew, which is a sequel to the 50 Shades of Grey. I actually just found out, thanks to Gus, who is no longer here. He's doing something else. He actually said there's 2 sequels in plan right now.
Yeah, there's one coming out. Spoiler alert, 2018.
And 17. But to keep going, we also have the free admissions to the Hagen Museum, which is every month where the Hagen Museum will give away a free thing to see, all this type of stuff. And for the stuff that's happening tomorrow, we have the Picasso, Miro, and Halloween 5-0 at the Hagen Museum from last night. We also have Rocktoberfest, which I don't know what Rocktoberfest is all about. Do you know?
Probably it's a musical.
All right. And then we also have the original Stockton Family Flea Market that's happening from today or from tomorrow to July 3, 2016. And finally, we have the Pumpkin Maze at Del Oso Family Farm that's going to be happening from tomorrow to Halloween, which I'm getting excited because Halloween's my favorite TV special, The Scary Godmother trilogy.
Yeah.
So to recap what we were talking about, we had A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie, the unauthorized mockumentary, which we have not gotten any, but we'll try to find more information as time goes by. We also talked about Kablam, which is some of the lost episodes in which we had to think if they were real or fake. We also talked about Kingdom Hearts, which was sad that it was canceled. We talked about the original airing of Family Guy, The Electric Piper, and the Ed, and Eddie lost episodes, Luck to be an Ed, something else, and Ed, Special Ed.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I don't remember some of the other ones. But pretty much we're going to close off our show right now, and be sure to and I'm going to be promoting our next episode, which will be Steven Universe and Unlimited Fafnir. Unlimited Fafnir is my personal favorite anime, and Steven Universe is actually a favorite anime of Donovan. So we might get some talks from Donovan here. Yeah. But pretty much you have been listening to KWDC 93.5 FM. Huge thanks to William Story and Governor Don Mazewski, as well as all the KWDC members here that made this studio possible. And also huge thanks to Gus, my friend, who was actually our board op, but he's gone now. Also Donovan Mazewski, who also left for stuff too. But pretty much now to the 2 of us. Yes. So you have been listening to KWDC 93.5 FM, the voice of Stockton. My name is Josh Rago, and I am the co-host for KWDC Gaming. You can tune us in every Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and also view us on live stream. And also we have...
My name is Darius Martin from the show Music Block Hour and stuff. Listen to me on weekends from 1 p.m. So, yeah.
All right, so it looks like that's the end of our show, but be sure to tune in next time as we have Steven Universe and Unlimited Fafnir. So be sure not to change that dial and have fun whatever is our next show. So until then, good night or goodbye.